Do jobs provide passive income? Any job, does it provide passive income? That is wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Some jobs
It depends on what you're selling.
Sales jobs
So
do.
a lot of companies, they'll give what's called a 401k, and then they'll give you more money in it. So, but that's why the retirement thing is, I mean, that was kind of like the American dream at one point. Throughout the years, I'm putting in money and you're going to match the money that I put in. So my money keeps growing, purely passive, because you got to put money in it. Now you have to work the job to get it, but that's not that particular income. It's passive. In that scenario, you're actively working for the paycheck, but that 401 is passive. The idea is right, it just takes too long.
7:45 a.m. Catch me on the morning meetup, hosted by David Shanes.
So let's talk about these streams of income. Let's talk about streams of income today. There are two types of streams of income. Well, two types of income. Do you know the types? You know the two? Y'all know the two?
Passive and active.
Passive and active. Absolutely. Question, is the bulk of your money passive or active? Is the bulk of your money passive or active? Active. Okay. Anybody active? Passive. All right. We got Marie and Jack the God. Come to the stage. I'd like to see what that's talking about. Where you at? Marie or Jack the God?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, who is that? Marie? Okay. All right, Marie, let me spotlight you. All right. Most of your income is passive. Tell me about it.
I come from, I've been a network marketing professional for a couple of decades now, and I market services, essential services. So the majority of my income comes from customers that paying and businesses paying their essential bills. I market like merchant services, things of that nature, everything we pay for, gas, electric, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I've been doing that a very long time. And I've been getting paid on customers. I think my oldest customer I'm still getting paid from is from 2004 for something I did one time, 15 minutes. And every time they pay those bills, right? We got to pay bills. I'm the bill collector. And so that's where a foundation. Joining this morning meetup has opened up some other options where I've entered into the Airbnb space because that just makes sense, right? Everybody on here in real estate, everybody has a home, apartment, or whatever, you have to pay these bills. So that just made sense. Short-term rentals combined with those essential services.
Good. All right, thank you. I see Jack the God or Ty Allen. I need you to put your camera on so I can bring you to the stage. Jack or Ty. Can you put your camera on, one of y'all? Jack, I see you.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. So tell me about how most of your income is passive.
So in 2018, I started investing in crypto. So I take most of anything that I make from design and stuff, and I put that all in crypto, and I make money off of that.
All right.
And
all right, so given this last week or so, how's your situation looking?
It's all right. It's gonna go right back up.
Right. But in terms of your income, right? Obviously, crypto is like up and down. It's really down fluctuates right now, right? But so is your passive income outweighing your active income?
I guess it depends on the week then. So like I guess this week you would say no, but next month more than likely, yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And what is your other stream of income? Your other source?
Graphic and web design.
And
then I have a clothing brand, yeah.
Gotcha. And you make the artwork, yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Ty. Thank you so much, Jack the God. Ty, what's up? Tell me about your passive income.
Good morning, family. Good morning, family. So myself right now, I have a few streams. Kind of like it was highlighted earlier. I am part of an affiliate marketing, network marketing, MLM situation, and I'm still getting paid off of that for, as she said, like work that I did for 15, 20 minutes. I also have and am renting out my crib that I stay in, so I'm making money off of the rooms and while I'm here as well. And then it's one other thing that Jack kind of just said too. Like I have a kind of nice portfolio in the stocks and into the cryptos and things like that. So those are my three passive streams or my residuals. And then as you just asked though, I kind of thought about it when you just said it. Is my passive outweighing my active? I'm gonna say now because of things that have happened, my active is outwearing my passive only because my Turo cards are kind of them things been gaining steam down here in New Orleans. So I kind of am more active with those, and so the active is just past my passive.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Todd.
Yes, sir.
And this is my opinion. In terms of like you're investing in, let's say, a stock, it is passive when it works out, but it's not necessarily an income unless you are
dividend stocks, D. That's the only reason why. Just to throw that in there, it's the dividend stocks that we have. That's why it's
Gotcha.
passive because I have
For
enough
sure.
of those. Like Chase, they pay me no regardless. Like right now, I'm still getting $40 from Chase, and they stock is down. Like regardless, I still get a $40 check, which covers my account fees for every account I have with Chase. So, yeah,
that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I want to just kind of go through. For one, it is really, really challenging, and it takes a long time to build a truly passive income. For me, my passive income is nowhere near, like it's hard to build because it takes a lot of time, because truly passive means I don't necessarily have to do anything for it. So let's say, for instance, let me get Marlon. Marlon, do you have truly passive income?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. But you have cars that make you money. Is that not passive?
As a business, that's you working for right now.
Yeah. Because you have to actually monitor the business. You have to drop off the cars. You have to clean out the cars, things of that nature, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's not necessarily, thank you so much, Marlon. It's not necessarily a passive stream. So I want to have this conversation, kind of share with you guys. One, there's nothing wrong with active income. Let's just like get that out the way. There's nothing wrong with active income, but we got to be able to define what it is. We need to know where we are financially. Active income, in my definition, would be trading efforts for money. Meaning, if I do, and I believe we have physical active and we have digital active income. So let's talk about it. Where's my notes? Okay, cool. All right, so active income is money earned based off your efforts and energy. You do a thing and you make the money. So I have a bunch of videos on YouTube, and the YouTube videos make money all the time, right? But I don't even necessarily consider, well, some of them are passive because I'm not necessarily promoting the actual video that's making money. So those are passive incomes, but for the things that I'm going to make money on, I have to promote the thing. So some people say, well, I have a website and we run ads on the website. Well, if you're the person running the ads, that's not a truly passive income, because if you stop running ads, you stop making money. Or you have a digital product and you say, well, it's an evergreen webinar, meaning there's a webinar that I recorded and I'm selling a product, and people go to the webinar and they buy the product. That would be passive if you didn't have to promote it. Because you still got to do the work of driving traffic to that particular stream or that particular business, product, or service to create a stream of income. What I'm asking you to do right now is always consider anything you do to make money, will it pay you twice? Me personally, this is me personally. I'm not interested in doing anything that only pays me once. That's why I don't do coaching sessions anymore. Because it can only pay me once. And here's the thing, I don't care how much you pay me for it. I can do a coaching session for $1,500 or $2,000. But after the session is done, you take the information, you go make money, and I've wasted some time. Now, I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm just talking about my philosophy. I'm always thinking, what can I do that will pay me twice? And when I say twice, over and over again. What can I do one time that's going to pay me over and over again? Now, some of us aren't in a position necessarily where you have the concept or the idea to do something once that's going to pay you over and over again. But the thing that you're doing in terms of like truly active income, if the stream is I do the work, I make money, make sure we have a plan for the money to take a percentage of that and put it into something that will pay us in the future over and over again. Or, and this is where I was working at the Cheesecake Factory. I'll go to work, I'll make the money. I have to go to work to make the money. But I had this little box and I will put 10% of all the money that I had into this box. Now the money's just sitting there, but the objective is to put the money that I'm saving into some sort of investment that will pay me over and over again. So let me show you my steps and just in my journey. I go to work at the Cheesecake Factory, I make money, but the objective was to create a t-shirt brand so that my active income makes me more. So right now I can go to the Cheesecake Factory and I can make $100 on a shift, but I'm saving some of the money so that I can put my efforts into another active stream that just pays me more money. So if I go get the t-shirts printed, I do the design, get the t-shirts printed, I print the shirts, I have to sell the t-shirts. Now, it's still active income, but the time it takes me to make $100 on this active side isn't as much as the time it takes for me to make the same amount of money on this active side, my job. Take this note. It's easier to make a lot of money in a little bit of time than it is to make a little bit of money in a lot of time. So I talked to my friend Marquel Russell, and he said, it's easier to make $30,000 in a month than it is to make $30,000 in a year. I agree with that. I remember making $30,000 in a year, and I had to work the whole year. 40 hours, that's a lot of work. Would you agree? 40 hours a week for 52 weeks to make $30,000 in a whole year. But what if we took a lot of the time, energy, and attention into a product that's going to be worth $2,500 and we sell that $2,500 value for $1,000? Well, we only have to find 30 people to buy it. Now, the hard work is thinking through how we're going to create a $2,500 value that we can sell with a profit for $1,000. That's the issue. So check this out. I don't consider this morning meetup for me is not passive income. It's active. I'm here. And not only am I here, I have to promote it every day. Now, the efforts that I have to put in this versus making $30,000 a year are significantly different, but it's still an active income thing. I have to not only promote it every day, because anything left to itself moves closer and closer towards disorder. anything. It's income right now, but if I just left it alone and didn't do anything, how long would this passive last? So I have to put in way more effort than you because I have to be here. I have to come up with things to talk about. I have to network with my network to bring other people to you all, to speak with you all. We have to put the events together. We have to manage it. We have to come up with book clubs, and we have to I'm thinking I have a meeting every week about y'all. It's not passive income. It's active. I want you guys to know that I work really, 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 really hard to provide you with this $79 a month service. It's not active. Now, how could this be passive? For me, the morning meetup, how could this be passive for me? Somebody just come off mute. Tell me. How can we turn it from active to passive?
Monetize the content.
Monetize the content.
Get a host.
Hire a new host.
You could tape the recording.
Could.
You stop
Turn it into a
presenting.
podcast.
Turn into a podcast. Yep.
You stop presenting and you stop sharing, and you have other people to come on.
This is true.
Instead of you.
Make a playlist of your audio bites from the morning meetup and put it on streaming platforms like it's music.
Yeah.
Delegate the work.
Put this whole thing on YouTube.
Put the whole thing on
iTunes.
YouTube.
Somebody
Challenges.
Other people to come on.
Cool. I want you. So for one, everybody got really good ideas, and this is how I need you to think about your own business. How can I make this passive? I don't know if you're going to make it passive right now, but how can I make this passive? Now, I'm not necessarily in a mode of how can I make this passive income for me because I absolutely love it. So my mind right now isn't on how can I make the morning meetup passive, because if it's passive, that means I can't be here anymore. And that's not my desire. My desire is to be here every morning. That's what I love to do.
What about to make yourself more comfortable?
So hold on a second. Don't think that your whole life has to be on passive income. I would go crazy if all I did was make money all day. For me, it would drive me absolutely nuts. I don't think I would remain sane if my only thought was, how can I make passive income off of people? You will see some people who are really driven in passive income, where I want to make the most money with the least amount of effort. But it's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I have some passive income, right, in Louisiana, where I have 3 doors, 3 tenants. Well, I think one of the tenants left. But I had to buy the property, but Tarek negotiated it. Tarek has a management company who manages it. And the only thing I've ever done was either pay for repairs or collect money, which is cool. Truly passive. I've never touched the stuff. I've never seen it. I never walked in it, never talked to a tenant, never had to get a tenant out. Truly passive. So I said, okay, now I understand this whole passive income thing. I can find a property, pay somebody to manage it, and then the income is passive for me. Got it? So I had a kiosk in the mall. I'll show you another passive income play. A kiosk in the mall. I'm in the mall every single day, meaning when I sell a shirt, I make the money. And then there was some people that will work at the kiosk, but it still wasn't passive necessarily because I had to get the shirts printed, pick up the shirts from the print shop, drop the shirts off, count the money, make sure inventory was cool. That is not passive income. Even though I'm not there every day, it doesn't make it passive. So shouts out to my boy Jovan. He would go get the shirts printed, drop it off, collect the money, and bring him the money. It became passive. But when I took my mind off of that income stream, it started to diminish. And then I wasn't making any money at all. And I told my man that was working up there, here, you own this now. I'm not paying rent anymore. I'm not dropping off t-shirts. I don't want to do anything because that passive income it was almost like losing me money because I couldn't monitor it. So sometimes you have employees, but you still have to monitor the business, which means it's not necessarily a passive income, it's active. I just want you guys to know the difference. Is that cool? So, but the bar I really, really want you to take away is we have to at least think, how can something I do once pay me twice? And when I say twice, I mean multiple times. But we have to think through it. Just how I gave you all these ideas. How can I make the morning meetup passive? Well, everybody has good concepts, but we haven't asked ourselves that question in our own business to start to implement some things. So this particular thing, I'm here, right? But all of the work we've done in 2017, 18, 19, 2020, and 2021, all of those calls, yes, we're taking the calls, creating a podcast. Now, here's how it's going to be truly passive for me. But the passive income isn't necessarily going to grow quickly unless I'm actively promoting it. So here's the thing. We have actually one of our family members, Kashif. He takes all of the audio and the video and gets it ready to upload in the podcast. And I pay him for that. Now, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, Kashif will find some VAs that can do it cheaper, and he monitors. Hey, these are the videos. I want you to take the audio, the video, take a couple of clips for social media, and then send them to this particular email. I pay him, he pays them. Passive for him. Now, it might be active at first because we have to make sure that the work is quality. But eventually, if you train somebody up, it becomes passive. Does it make sense? Another passive stream, I'm just kind of talking through streams, and hopefully in your own situation, you can think through how to make this happen. A t-shirt printing business, and it was a little too active for me. That's why I couldn't touch it. So watch this. Let's say Bren wants to get some shirts printed. I say, okay, Bren, I will print your t-shirts. She gives me the design, how many she wants, what type of shirts, and she gives me a deposit. Well, I'll take that whole order and I'll take it to the print shop. Well, the print shop prints the shirts. They charge me less than I charge Bren. They send me the shirts. I send it to Bren. Seems really, really passive. Because I'm not printing the shirts. I'm just taking the order. But one, taking the order gets confusing sometimes because they always want to know how many shirts they need to print, and I don't know. I also, if there's a delay at the print shop, I got to call the print shop and try to get them to actually like be on time with the printing. If there's a mistake with the printing, I have to go fix it. And I just got too involved in it. And I said, yes, it's easy money, but it's still requiring too much of my brain and too much of my time. Now, I'm not saying, so even in the car rental space, it took too much activity for me. So we pulled out of it. Because actually it was supposed to be passive for me because my wife was going to do it, but she got pregnant and she was just out of that. My point is, I just need you to know that I need you to call active income, and passive income. But we always need to be thinking, how can we turn our active income into passive income? And here's how it works. You are going to have to build something. You're going to have to build something, guys. And let me go to my notes real quick. Okay.
I never think this place is different.
Let me check. Okay. Okay. Mute out for me, guys. Okay. So, here's kind of like my formula on it right now. If your income is 100% active, and check this out. Entrepreneur. So some people are like, yo, if you build a business, it's passive. It's not. If you have to trade your time for your money, it's active income. There's only 3 ways to scale a business. One is customer acquisition, meaning if you have a business, you have to go acquire more customers to pay you. That's how you can scale a business, by getting more customers, paying money for you to do the same thing. The next way to scale a business is to charge more money for the same product or service. The first thing and the third way is sell to the same customer more often. But going back to the charging people more, there's a way to make more money as an active income stream, and that's to become better at what you do. Getting more testimonials and becoming better at what you do will allow you to make more money for the active thing that you're doing. So the first thing we got to do is to make more money from the stream. Don't worry about getting out of it so that it's passive. I just want you to focus on maximizing your activity. If you work 4 hours and make $100, your next goal needs to be able to work 4 hours and make $120. That's where our mind needs to be. Some of us are, I don't know whether, like people say you should work harder and not smarter, or you should work smarter and not harder. I believe in the beginning, the harder you work in the beginning, the less you're going to have to work at the end, but it's not physical. How can you do the same amount of work and make more money? It's to become more valuable. How we start to move towards passive is we have to start, we have to start in our leadership ability, because we're going to have to bring people on to do some of the things that we can't necessarily manage. You have to get out of it. So my podcast is active because I have to be there and I have to continue to produce, but I don't necessarily have to set up the cameras and all that kind of stuff. Jovan sets up the cameras and all that stuff. So it's still active. I just don't have to put in that extra hour and a half to set up and break down. So in the same time, I work less and I'm able to focus on a promotion, which is still active, to make more money. So I understand that my goal isn't necessarily right now to get out of active and just jump into passive. My goal is to scale my active income. Scale your active income. Throw scale. I just want you to type scale in the chat real quick. Scale, 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 scale. You got to start to scale your active income. How can you make more money? Do not jump into passive just yet. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to build a business that one day will be passive. But right now, the majority of us don't necessarily need to have to focus, don't want to focus on that right now. How can I scale my activity? So I want you to think of your streams of income, whatever streams you have. How can I do the same work and make more money? Now, I believe it's going to come moving more towards passive from 2 things: people and processes. People and processes. The objective is to be less active, not active at all right now where you are. Now, eventually, let me ask you, do jobs provide passive income? Do jobs provide passive income? Any job, does it provide passive income? That is wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Some jobs
It depends on what you're selling.
Sales jobs
So
do.
a lot of companies, they'll give what's called a 401k, and then they'll give you more money in it. So, but that's why the retirement thing is, that was kind of like the American dream at one point, because throughout the years, I'm putting in money and you're going to match the money that I put in. So my money keeps growing, purely passive, because you got to put money in it. Now you have to work the job to get it, but that's not that particular income. It's passive. So if you are like in that scenario, you're actively working for the paycheck, but that 401 is passive. The idea is right, it just takes too long. It just takes too long. There are pros and cons of active and passive income. Active income, you can get it right now and you can run that bag up. Passive income, it's a lot slower. A lot slower. Hold on, real quick. Let me see if my boy, Alistair, you here, right? So
Yeah, I'm here.
I've seen I've seen your transition. I like to kind of hear your story because also he's in a direct sales where heavy active for years, yes?
Correct.
But some of it turns to passive. So can you kind of walk through how that process worked?
Well, two types. First of all, with Publix, like you said, I started buying stock early with them, right? And 401 of all of that. So of course, when I retired, that was a good little hit there. That money grew without me, you know, and like you said, they did a match also when I was with Publix supermarkets. Then I got started in Legal Shield back in 2003. The first year was straight active income, meaning I had to go out and meet the customers, build a team, grow it, right? Second year was active and a very small percent passive based on what I did the first year, right? Whatever amount of that business stayed on books, those customers kept paying that membership. I started to earn what we call residual income. And then every year I continued doing active income. I did active income in Legal Shield, I would say fully active for about, I would say 7 years. I went real hard till my residual income became a 6-figure residual income. And now I continue to build and teach other people to do it. And because I teach other people to do it, I benefit from the people that do it well to where now it is paying me a great passive income.
Good.
Right? But you had to put that work in.
Absolutely. So, and not even the work of like selling the people on the product or service, but like learning how to sell the people on the product or service. You have to learn customer service. You got to learn the process of going through the no's. You got to go through the process of when someone wants to cancel, you call.
That's the best part. So that's the part I need to talk about more than anything else. Is selling the product the right way. So you can be in a company that has potential passive income, but if your customer doesn't see value in keeping the product long term, there is no. It's a hamster wheel. I think a lot of people get caught up in network marketing because of the initial payment, right? I make a lot of money when I make the sale. That they're so hard just trying to sell the item without giving the customer the value of the product. And then they realize they're in a chargeback situation or a canceled customer. You should always I always say when you do sales, you should be adding customers. 90% of the people in sales are replacing customers. We should always be selling. Oh, I got a customer, let me go get the next one. You forgot about the one you just got. And that person says, okay, that product was trash or the service was trash, or I don't understand what the membership does. So they cancel. Now you got to go replace that person. The only way you build true passive income is customer addition.
We're gonna get you some help. I'm
right? So right now, I personally have sold probably 8,000 people a Legal Shield membership, but my organization has sold probably 150,000, and I get a piece of all of that income, right? So we have one of the highest persistencies in the company. The company average is about 74, 75%, meaning 75% of the people keep the membership longer than 5 years. My organization is at a 91%.
Jeez.
Because we focus on how to sell it the right way. Like my team actually sells less memberships than the majority of the people in the business. But most of my team earns out quicker. We earn a 6-figure income quicker because our book of business stays on the books, because it's all about selling the membership the right way. I would rather you sell 5 memberships that stay on the books past a year. So I'll tell you in our business model, you could sell 100 memberships this year and have 50% of them cancel, and that would build you about 800. If you sell the 100 memberships this month, and a year from now, 50 of them cancel, you'd earn about $800 $900 a month from that point forward in what we call residual income. But if you sold 10 and all 10 of them stayed on the books, you get paid a higher dollar amount in residual income. Those 10 memberships would pay you the same amount as the 50 memberships.
Sheesh. I love it. And absolutely. And that is.
So that's why I teach people how to sell things the right way. Whatever it is you're selling, you have to sell it in a way to where your customer understands the long-term value of it. That's the only way you're going to have true passive income.
Absolutely. Alistair, thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. There's so much value in this community, man. So make sure you follow Alistair. He understands this stuff. So think of all of your streams of income. First, we're going to consider, how can I make more money actively? How can I make more money in the same amount of time? I'm not even telling you to work less. How can I make more money in the same amount of time? This is how I want you to look at the streams of income that you have. That's how some people are like really passionate about stuff. Like, oh man, I love this business. But if, I don't know why this keeps doing that. Yeah, I didn't just like create a setting or something like that. Anybody ever been burnt out by their passion? Anybody ever been burnt out by their passion?
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
You swear you're passionate about something, but eventually, because to make more in that passion, you have to work more. Hold on. Because to make more, you have to work more. You fall out of love with it. But it's only because you don't necessarily see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you haven't even like thought through, how can I make more doing the same amount of work? I'm comfortable building the business. I'm comfortable working this amount of hours, but how can I scale my time? And if we don't think about that with our streams of income, you will burn out, and eventually you won't have those streams. And then you'll go back to all of your income being 100% active, but you're making so much less based on the time because it's a secure job. So let's think about these streams of income that you have. Always think, whatever model you're in, you have to quickly get out. If your model says, I get paid one time for the work, you've got to quickly exit that model. That's why I don't have an affinity for jobs like that, because whatever work I do, I get paid for it one time. I don't care if you're a barber. Yes, you're an entrepreneur, but you cut that hair, you get paid for that activity, and you won't get paid again until you have to cut again. I'm not a fan of that. A DJ makes a lot of money. Listen, I got some friends that make money in DJing, but you only get paid that one time for that. Let's think through. I don't care if you're a DJ and you get paid $1,000 to DJ 3 hours. You need to have a DJ with you that's going to open up, and I'm going to give you X amount of dollars to do the first hour while everybody's coming in and drinking and they're not super partying like that. I'm going to pay somebody to work with me, and then I can coach that person and say, well, that transition wasn't right. Why would you play this song this early? You can't play the hits this early. You played R&B vibes a little too long. You got to get into the street music a little faster, because now you can cultivate that relationship. You can start to recreate yourself, and eventually it'll go from them working an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours. The club gives you the same amount of money, but now you can start to send this person out and say, listen, I'm not even going. I'm going to send a person to DJ the majority of the party last week, but you still got to pay me. It's just a quick example, but my point is, don't do, and if you are, I'm saying don't, but if you're doing it right now, it's okay, but you can't live there. Don't do anything that only pays you once. I don't want you involved in any streams that only pay you once. Okay? Now, if they do pay you once, the way we scale it is we have to charge more, meaning we got to get better. We charge more for the same amount of time. But we still don't want to live in that model because if anything ever happens to our ability to perform, we'll be broke. Don't quit today. No, JD, don't quit. Don't quit. Because you need that stream of income while you become better. Do not quit your jobs, guys. Okay? This is not a quit your job moment, but I want to push your mind to looking at your streams of income differently. The streams that you are going to consider. And there are some people that are thinking about jumping into a stream right now. It's okay if you're going to be active in the stream, but I need you to have a plan for it not to pay, for your efforts not to only pay you once. There's nothing I'm going to do that's going to do that for me. Where one stream pays me one time. It's just not going to happen. I mean, my activity only pays me one time. I'm not doing anything like that ever. Now. That's now. It took me a little while to get there. Okay. So I want you, here's your homework, guys. Evaluate every stream of income. Evaluate every stream of income that you have. And I'm sorry, Marlon, I'm sure your notes are all over the place right now. But your homework is evaluate every stream of income that you have. And I want you to ask a question. How can I make more in the same time frame? Or how can I make the same amount in less time? If you can't answer these questions clearly, you probably either need a coach or you need to be doing something else. Unless this is a passion for you. But I just hate when people have to overwork in their passion because they quickly get out of passion of it. So listen, I got a really good conversation for you guys tomorrow. So I want you to evaluate the streams of income, look at active, passive, do some research, look at some ways you can make some more money and not have to do all of the work, okay? And let's just keep on reading, all right?
If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're gonna like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.